Sweet YouTube, and welcome back to another one of my videos. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience of using the MacBook Air for an entire week. So if you don't know this about me, I am primarily a PC user. I've been using PC since I got my first computer when I was 10 years old. All of the computers in my primary school were Windows based. They run Windows XP and I miss Windows XP so much. Do you guys remember Windows XP? You know, Windows 10 sucks compared to Windows XP. Actually, every Windows was better compared to Windows 10. So when I started doing media studies, it was a complete shock to the system when they said, hey, we use Mac. And I'm like, what? Now the funny thing is, when I was younger, I always dreamt of one day having enough money to buy a Mac, because I just seen Apple as the best tech company. I am still biased, I still love Apple, but I still prefer PC. But anyway, the specs of this little light, fluffy MacBook Air, it is an i5 processor in it. I'm not sure what processor it is. If I get the number of the processor, I'll put it here. It is a mid-2012 MacBook, so it does actually run all the latest software updates. I have this on Mojave right now. It also has 4 GB of RAM, and that's my MacBook. It's really tiny, it's really light, and it's really cold. So for this MacBook challenge, I had a few rules. So the rules were I wasn't allowed to use any Windows-based machine unless, the only exception was, if I'm in college and we're like subbed into a suite or something that only has Windows computers and I have to do work, I would have to use it in that circumstance. Thankfully that didn't happen. We were all told to use Macs. Another rule that I set for myself was you're not allowed to dual boot the Mac. Because I was thinking to myself, actually that's easy, I can just like dual boot the Mac. No, you're not allowed to dual boot the Mac. And another rule I set for myself was to try and only use Mac software. For example, instead of using Word, I used Pages. So while I was, using the Mac, I did take some clips. So I've made a little montage of my week with the Mac. So it is half an hour before the Mac challenge officially starts. I'm saying goodbye to my PC for a week. So tomorrow morning I will wake up and I will be completely Mac OS for the entire week. So look forward to me struggling a lot. So it's been day number 1 with the MacBook. I'm just about to start filming a video that I'm going to edit on iMovie on here. I can't believe I'm going to edit on iMovie. The last time I touched that piece of software was when I was doing my GCSE/AS level media studies course, and I used, it was macOS Mavericks, was it Maverick or Mavericks? I've been using the Mac all day to take notes in college. The only problem I encountered though was the battery life sucked. And the charger is like so long. You know, it's just like a big massive bundle of cables that I really don't want to carry about the place. The thing I like about the Mac, however, is the keyboard. I've actually got used to the keyboard. The thing I don't actually like about this MacBook is the size. I always like having my big laptops. I need to film a video and transfer the footage onto the Mac, which is going to be a struggle because my Mac does not have an SD card reader, and I have one, but it's really cheap. I also need to figure out how to scan a document and send it to my Mac. So I just finished filming my video, so now what I need to do is take my SD card, put it into this really shitty... Okay, so I plugged it in and nothing has come up on the screen. Okay, I tried this USB port and it worked. After a lot of frustration, I finally found out how to highlight multiple files and make a folder. Oh god, that was a weird noise. Task number 2 is trying to connect my Mac to my printer. Good thing about my printer is I bought it from Apple. If there's an unboxing video up in the card up there if you want to see it. It should be compatible with my Mac. More so than it would be compatible with my laptop. So the printer was actually like the easiest thing to set up ever because it has AirPrint built in. You see it says AirPrint. That was so easy. My PC took ages to set up, and this is just print and scan, just built right in to the OS with AirPrint. That's really cool. Like it's natively this like built in, so you control all printer functionality from your Mac because of AirPrint. You know what? The whole thing that I was saying that Macs are hard to use and that I didn't really like them because I didn't feel that they were user-friendly enough. Who am I kidding? Macs are like a lot better than I expected them to be. So it is day 2 with the MacBook Air. I've encountered some problems with it today. I'm not as fussed on it. Like last night I was like, oh, I love this MacBook. Oh, it's turning back on. Today I was in class and a little thing flashed up on my battery saying that I have to replace my battery soon. That probably explains why the battery was dying so much. The laptop itself is really light to carry around, but the charger is like a complete brick. But what I'm going to do now is, as you know, if you're an Apple tech fan, if you watch like the keynotes, at WWDC, Apple unveiled the brand new macOS, which was macOS Mojave, and Mojave actually came out yesterday. Yes, it came out the 24th. Today's 25th. But I've got OneDrive on here as well, and it all syncs up. Oh, I started video editing on the Mac. I almost forgot I started video editing on the Mac. I'm using iMovie. I don't like it. iMovie sucks. I was thinking about getting a trial of Final Cut maybe to edit on. But before we conclude day 2, here is macOS Mojave ready to be installed. But the battery is doing this thing. Replace soon. I'm never going to replace it. So welcome to day 3 with the Mac. It's about 3 o'clock. I've started my assignment on the Mac. I'm using Pages. It's driving me insane. There's like no formatting on this. I'm so used to working with Word that Pages is just so like backward for me. And I got Final Cut Pro, the trial, downloaded this morning as well. I also got Spotify put onto this, but I'm running out of storage. This thing only has 64 gigabytes of storage, and I believe I only have like 20 left. So hey guys, so it's day 3 again, the Mac. I just finished working on the document that I was working on all day, but I didn't realize on Mac that when you take a screenshot, it immediately goes to the desktop. So I was writing my notes in Pages, and then I was taking screenshots as I went, so then I don't have to actually watch the program again. I just have to refer back to my screenshots and say what's on the screen. And then when I exit out of all my tabs, I seen this mess. Do you see that? Why don't they go into the pictures folder? Why does this happen on Mac? I'm very annoyed at this system. It's stupid, but I think there's a new stacks feature that came with Mojave, so use stacks. Wow, okay, that solved all of my problems. But yeah, it's about half an hour before I go to bed, or maybe an hour before I go to bed, and I still haven't video edited it on the Mac, so I'm going to, I've been working on this essay all day, so I'm going to plug my Mac into the charger now, and I'm going to finally open up Final Cut and make a project file, and I'll let you guys know how I get on with video editing in Final Cut Pro. So YouTube, yes, this was going to be the last clip from day 3 of the MacBook, because I'm in my pajamas, I'm wrapped in my blanket, and I am editing this week's video. Basically all I'm doing on Final Cut is just, you know, split, delete, split, delete, split, delete. Here is some proof that I'm editing on Final Cut. So I have this big massive thing here. That's just me talking. That's me finished rambling about the Mac. It is day 4 tomorrow, and I shouldn't be using like my Mac very much. I know for a fact I will be using Logic Pro. So guys, it is day 4 with the Mac. I'm sitting on my sofa. I've just finished editing. You can see that. Just finished editing the vlog that I'm probably going to put up tomorrow. But I spent most of my day at college today using Logic Pro. I don't like Logic Pro. I was told on the forums, right, that there was a trial of Logic Pro that you can install, so I went to like go online and install it, and now apparently there's not a trial for Logic Pro. It's quite sad because it's like £100 and some. So I might just download GarageBand and see. No, I can't. I don't think you can do. You need Logic for what we're doing. I'm gonna get GarageBand actually, because I found out today when we were doing our sound design class, our tutor was talking about the Mac, and he was saying, oh, the reason why I love my Mac is because it just plug and play, and he had like an audio interface and he plugged it into the Mac, and he says, you see, if you plug this here thing into Windows, it would proper shit itself because you have to download drivers and stuff. And he says, the thing I love about Mac is just plug and play. He says, once you go Mac, you'll never go back. I beg to differ. I think I can actually plug my drum kit into my Mac and it should work no problem. So guys, and welcome to day 5 with the Mac. I've been doing work, my assignment work again on this thing all day, just like I was doing on Wednesday and a little bit last night. I've actually had like no problems with the Mac today. The only problem I really encountered was I wasn't sure how to export a video on Final Cut. I have my drum kit here and I'm going to try and plug my drum, the module, into the Mac. Apparently this should just work, but I did have a problem. I don't know if I talked about it, maybe I did, but I did have a problem with Final Cut last night where I couldn't, like, the video disappeared and I pure freaked out, and I texted Emer because Emer's a Mac user and I was like, help. and I figured it out. I just had to like reopen the project, but it took me ages. Okay, so I've got the drum kit turned on, got the Mac with GarageBand on it, and there's my cable. I know the lighting over here sucks. I mean, it came up there to say that something had happened, so I'm gonna put select the MIDI software instrument and go create. And if I tap my drum kit over here, I'll grab a stick. It does come up there, but it says classic electric piano. It's not an electric piano. So that seems to be working, which is cool, but I'm gonna have to change it. It's not a piano. I don't know how to change it. It is a drum. It's a drum kit. Damn it, we don't have enough space for all these things. So Cal, yeah, that'll do. I'm just gonna try and just like hit a bunch of things in my drum kit. Okay, so there's no microphone on this, so it's obviously gonna play for the speakers. So we'll see if we can play what we just put in. Oh, it's got a metronome. That's what that clicking is. But it did actually record my drum kit. That's amazing. That actually worked. Like, no drivers needed. So I'm ending day 5 off of a high saying yes. MacBook for music production. Took me like hours to get this working on my laptop, and even then I had to use Audacity and it sounded like dog shit. This sounds great, and it took like literally 2 seconds to set up. Am I missing my PC? 100%. 100%. I'm really missing my PC, but will I keep using the Mac? Well, I spent £230 for it, and it has a use now. Of course I'm going to use it. So it's been day 6 of the Mac, and it's been a productive day. I've been working on it all day. The thing I like about the MacBook is, just like my PC, it's highly reliable. But it's funny enough, I walked into my room, I was just about to take my shower, but I walked into my room and there's actually a layer of dust gathering. Am I even joking? Actual dust on my editing machine. But the thing I am missing is the size. I'm missing the, you know, my big laptop. It's 15.6 inches. Video playback on the Mac, it's only a 720p display, I think. And then my Windows is a 1080 display, and it's bigger, so I can, like, it's better to edit. I still prefer editing, like video editing, on the PC, like, largely. Like, I uninstalled iMovie and Final Cut because I'm not going to use them again. Realistically, I just want to try them out, and I'm not using Final Cut ever again, and I'm definitely not touching iMovie. Holy shit. But surprisingly, another thing I'm actually missing on my PC is Word. I really want to use Word. I don't like Pages at all. Pages is horrible to work with. Since Wednesday I've been working with Pages, or even before that, but I will be converting all of those to Word tomorrow, so I will let you know how I get on with that. This week, guys, is day 7. It is the last day with the MacBook. I'm actually just doing some work on it right now, as you can see, in preparation for me like moving everything back over to PC tomorrow. Because I can't continue this assignment on my Mac. I think I would actually go insane. I have to transfer over all the screenshots I took, and I also need to find out how to transfer my pages into Word documents. I think there is a feature built in, again, as I said last night, so I'm gonna have to do all that. And also, if you hear any snoring, it's just because I have a nice snoring sleeping beagle right there. So I've just finished getting all of the files transferred over to my memory stick, and it was actually quite easy. It was the same process that I remembered from Mavericks, so Pages hasn't really changed that much. And it just meant that I was able just to convert my stuff straight over to Word, and hopefully that should launch on my PC. And I got all my screenshots fine as well. The only reason I was able to find my screenshots was because they were in recents. But if the screenshots were anywhere else, I probably wouldn't find them. That's the thing I don't like about Mac, is that the picture file is like nowhere to be found. But anyway, I think that's going to be everything for a little while. And yeah, last day with the Mac. Really looking forward to getting back on my PC. So I've just shut off the MacBook for today, and I guess that's my challenge over, because I won't be using the computer again until tomorrow morning. But I'm just setting up my live stream now, and that's the Mac challenge over. So hey guys, it is like the Mac challenge is over, and just updating you, this is the first time I'm going to turn on my laptop for an entire week. I done the challenge, I'm proud of my life, so that was my week with the Mac. As you see in those clips, I did end up liking some things about the Mac, which surprised me because I used to always be like, oh, I hate Macs. Now I'm just like, you know what? Macs aren't that bad. The main thing that I really loved about Macs is it was so good for music production. Just the way that my drum kit and everything just worked on it. Another thing was the Mac was actually really light to carry about because it's only like 11 inches. It was light to carry about in my backpack for college. It was reliable. I never had any slowdowns, never any crashes. Luckily the Mac that I bought this Mac off eBay. It was, you know, the owner that had it before. Really looked after it super well. Like, it just looks good as new. The charger doesn't, as you've seen in the videos. However, there were some things that I didn't like, and this is just me being my picky little Windows user. Installing software and updates from the App Store is a bit alien. It was really weird, and I was just like, I googled it, I was like, how do I install High Sierra? And it was like the App Store, and I'm like, you download updates from the App Store? Like on PC it just flashes up, you have a Windows update, and you go, update. But on Mac you have to like search for the update, so you have to know the release dates of the major updates, which you would only really know if you watch the keynote, and then you have to like search for it in the App Store, and what? It's annoying. It's an annoying process. Also, some software that you installed from the web, like it installed in a really weird way. Like instead of like the wee .exe files that we get on Windows, we got like the .dmgs, which is like a disk image, I guess. I'm not sure what it even was. And you like opened that, and then it came up like as a USB drive on the top of like the wee Windows thing. And then, well, it's not called Windows on Mac, but obviously it's on the desktop, and then you had to like double click on it, double click again, and then run. It was really weird. I mean, you had to enter your password for everything. I know you have to enter your, I know for Windows it brings up like your little thing to say like run as administrator, but you don't have to put in your password again. Mac, every little setting you have to put in your password. It's really annoying. Pages and iMovie sucked ass. I don't even care. Some free Mac software is amazing, like GarageBand. It took me longer to do assignments on my Mac than it does do it on my PC, so I might as well just like do it on my PC. Screenshots saving to the desktop was a bit of a pain in the ass. Thankfully, I had updated to Mojave, so I had the stacks feature, but if I hadn't been on High Sierra, it might have been a different story. Why is the picture folder hidden from all existence on Mac? When you click into photos, it just brings up photos from my iPhone. The battery life, and on the second day, I got a warning on my battery saying, replace soon. Like, what am I meant to do? Do I waltz into an Apple store? Which, by the way, my nearest Apple store is like 2 hours away. What do? Do I just go into the Apple store and go, my Mac told me to replace it? You know, I've never known a Windows machine to go, replace your battery. Like, no. The only time you replace a battery is if it's like, imploded. So the battery life sucked. Like, the thing literally only like stayed charged for an hour, and I could literally just watch the percent drop like every second. It was terrible. And last but not least, I missed my right click. Macs are weird because sometimes you use control to like do things that you would usually do with right click on Windows, and then other times you use command. So my conclusion, could I happily use a Mac now? Yes, the answer is yes. I will happily use my Mac. For college I have to use it for a new piece of software, and for making music for like, you know, my drum kit. But I'm sad to say I will not be swapping to Mac completely anytime soon. I couldn't do it. Pages sucks, and I'm not repaying for all my software. I like my laptop. I like my editing PC on Windows. I'm really glad that I bought a Mac, but at the same time I'm really glad that I didn't spend like an absolute fortune on it. I'm glad I bid it on a Mac and got like a second-hand one off eBay rather than paying like big bucks for like a new one or something like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please give a big thumbs up and also subscribe with some love. And please let me know in the comments below whether you are a Mac user, a Windows user, or are you one of those odd people that like use Ubuntu or Mint, you know, or some other Linux distribution or whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video.